All right, so welcome back. We're gonna start creating the rest of our cave design. But first, before we do that, all of this can sort of go on at the same time. But I want to make our assembly file and show you a little bit about that. So you're gonna go to New Part and or this little piece of paper, and then you go Make Assembly from Part. So let's click Assembly. You press OK, and then it's gonna ask you Begin Assembly. Well, let's just click X for now. So an assembly file, the difference between a part and an assembly file is a part is you're going to have a feature tree and all your different features, and you're basically building your part from the ground up, right? You're defining exactly what measurements of which sides go where and exactly how it looks and all of that, right? An assembly is you have multiple parts working together in this bigger picture, and you're trying to plan out exactly where everything goes, how things fit together, how things turn. Maybe you have moving parts and you can simulate how things are going to look. That's where we do all of this. So right off the bat, I'll name this file a little bit differently. So I'll name this file um, Cave Assembly. I just put ASSY for short, and then I'll do Rev1 also. So we'll save that. Okay, so you have your assembly file. So now we'll insert a part. We'll insert our cave master, and then also if it doesn't show cave master, just click browse and then click to where you saved your cave master file, right? So that's this guy, and then you just click in the 3D space, and then it drops it. So for whatever reason, it's kind of annoying, but SolidWorks will automatically, the first part that you put in an assembly file will fix it. So it basically means you can't move this part around if you wanted. So to fix that, to correct that, sorry, that's confusing. To get rid of the fix issue, you click your part, you right click it, and then you press float. And now my part is free to, if you click your part in this window and then you go move, now I can move my part anywhere I want on the screen. But we don't want to do that. What we want to do is press mate, and we're going to define where our part lives in 3D space in our assembly file. So basically, since this is sort of like the foundation of our design, whatever like the base or the foundation of your design is going to be, you want to align that with you want to align the origin of your part to the origin of your assembly file. So how you do that is you're going to want to click origin on the assembly file, and then you click origin on you'll like expand this down arrow for your part, and then you click the origin of your part file, and then they snap together, and then you click check, check, you're good. So now this thing, no matter what I do, won't move. I can't move this, and it's like aligned to 3D space where we want it. All right, so that's good. For extra measures, sometimes I'll go back and fix it just so I know it won't move anywhere. So the reason we're doing this is we want to figure out, so we have our ultrasonic sensor, we're going to have an Arduino, some lights, and the servo motor. So I want a general idea of like the overall size of my components and where they're going to go. And we're going to plan all of that in this file. Um, One thing you could do is if you have, you know, your part in real life, you could just take measurements to it, make a new part file, take measurements to it, and sort of recreate your file in 3D space. But luckily, there's free resources online, and people have already done that for tons of parts that are pretty common. So for the parts we're going to use, I'm going to download the parts from GrabCAD. So GrabCAD is great. Um, so you might need to make an account. You can just sign up with a Gmail. Um, but basically, you make an account and you get access to a library of other parts people have created before. So we're going to need a couple of things, and let's sort of pick that up here and get all the files we need. So if you just press library once you've checked in, or signed in, let's type in ultrasonic sensor. And if you want to be more specific and get the exact part that you're looking for, you can also type in like the part name um, of whatever sensor or part you're looking for. I've used these sensors all the time for Arduino, so I know it's this sensor right here, and I sort of just look for a design that looks good, and if it has a lot of downloads, that probably means it's a good model. So let's click this guy, and then I'll click download files. So then you open up your folder, and then you extract your file, and then I'll control X, and I'll just bring that to wherever I'm designing. So I'll control X, and then I'll bring that to wherever I'm designing, wherever I'm saving my files. I'll bring that in here. So now in here, and a lot of times they use SolidWorks too. So in here, they'll include all your part files. So boom, we did that with the ultrasonic sensor. So now let's do that with the Arduino. We're going to use an Arduino Uno. So I type in Arduino Uno. Let's look for a model that looks good. Yeah, this one looks good. It's got a bunch of downloads. Click this guy. Download files. We'll unzip it. We'll bring those files to here. This is where I'm saving all my parts. And then we also need, if we go back to library, we also need our servo motor. So the motor that comes in the kit is the SG90. The motor that comes in your kit is the SG90 servo motor. So I'll just type in SG90 servo. Look for a design that looks good. Okay, so this one has 2,300 downloads. This is probably really good. So I don't even know you can do that. You just download it from there. Double click, track all. We'll bring this to our folder. Boom. Okay, so now we go back to our model, and we can bring all of those into our. This is I already made this. I'm basically just making it live with you, but we bring it back, and we go back to our assembly file. Now we can bring in all those parts that we need to live in our assembly. So we'll bring in the servo. That looks good. We'll bring in our ultrasonic sensor. Great, failed to open. What's going on? Sometimes you need to open the part first in order to bring it into the assembly file. Let's try that. And then can I save this? All right. Try that again. All right, so now it brings it up here because I have it open. That's useful. And then the last thing we need is our Arduino. So we go back to where we saved that. And it's not here. Cool. You may need to click in this menu and make sure you have all selected. So what's this guy? All right, let's try opening it first so SOLIDWORKS recognizes what it is. Cool. We'll try the other one. Sometimes SOLIDWORKS doesn't understand what it is if you have different versions of the software. You may need to open it first and then save it or something wacky like that. All right, this is super detailed. We don't need all of this, but we'll take it, whatever. So save to this PC, save all. I'll probably choose one that's way more detailed than we need, whatever. We just need like the general shape of it to make sure everything fits. Okay. Get out of this. And then let's bring back or quick browse. Dude, are you kidding me? Okay, so now we have all of our components. I'm not going to model the lights just because they're small, but we have all of our components in 3D space. Okay, so from there, we know that our motor is going to rotate back and forth. So we don't want this to be like flat on the ground. We want to build a little ledge for it. Let's do that in the next part because this has already been kind of a long video. So I'll see you in the next part.